Alright everybody, gonna make some feed troughs. I got this 2 by, I don't know, 2 by 10. 2 by 10. Got this from side of the road. It's just 2 by 10 lumber. Don't need anything special. I cut some 4-foot bottoms. We got 3 of these. They're about 10 foot. So we're going to cut some boards, 4-foot pieces, and then we're going to cut some angles and make some sides for them. Not really particular, just 4-foot-ish. It's good enough for what we're doing. Cheaper than those fancy feed troughs they sell. Just going to cut some boards, and then we're going to cut some angles on the sides so we can assemble them. Got, that's 3 pieces. That'll be our bottom and our 2 sides. Drop my tape measure. We're just going to cut up a couple more of these. Drop my tape measure. We're just going to cut up a couple more of these here. I'd like to get 2 of them, probably 3 of them would be nice, but 2 of them will work for what I've got. Picked up a whole bunch of colostrum that the farmer had to get rid of. Normally they sell it, and their freezer got shut off somehow, so they couldn't sell it. It's not, doesn't meet the rules. I've got to have a way to feed them. I don't have feed troughs. I just put the feed out for them to eat, for the pigs out there and on the ground. But I got liquid to feed now, so we've got to do something for that, and this will be just fine. I don't really need it. This was, people always wood, it's not going to be waterproof. Well, it'll be waterproof enough. More. Make one more out of this last piece here. That we need for that. I'm not going to cut the ends yet because I don't really know how big they gotta be. So we'll start with the sides. I don't really know how big they gotta be. So we'll start with the sides, and then what I want to do is these are square. So the idea here is that I went want something, you know, square is nice. I'd like to put a little angle on it though, so that we've got, you know, more of a kind of like be a circle almost, I guess, but more like that is what we're looking for. I can't really see it yet, but put them on an angle so we have a nice angled end to it. So we'll cut an angle on some of these boards with the saw. I don't know how well this is going to work, because this is a general purpose blade, but we're going to try. Let's see what happens. I'm just guesstimating here. I have nothing here is exact, perfect, or anything like that. I think something like that'll work. It's 15 degrees. Set up in the vise here. I'll have to hold it. That should be good. There, got our edge made. See that edge? So when we put that together, we have a nice edge, so it'll line up. It'll make it kind of waterproof. That's what we're going for there. Something like that. That should be okay. And again, this is just guessing. I measured how long they were just so these are kind of square, but I'm not getting crazy. Turn that so you can see a little better. There we go. One more here for the sides. My saw has, you can see them. It's light there. There's some marks right on the end there. Some measurements, so I'm just holding that edge so we line up with our 1/2 inch mark. It's close, it's not perfect. Yeah, there goes a nail. That's alright. Right through a nail on the end, but it'll be okay. Okay. Got it. Two sideboards. And this straight one here. No ends cut. This will be our bottom board. It's pretty funky on the end, but yeah, we're just feeding pigs. That should go together. Something like that. That should make a nice trough. Now what I do have is I can nail these together, but got all kinds of screws here. Roofing screws, these washers, these here. These are called drill points, and they're a nice heavy screw. They take a special bit, but special screws. They're for wood. They're for putting roofing on. If everybody has a low pitched roof, they will use these screws. They'll put rubber down, and then they'll tack it down almost with like a divider strip that you would get in your house if you're going from carpet to linoleum or wood. And that's how they hold the pieces down on the floor. But they do the same thing for the roof. And again, these, another one. This was a gift from my mother-in-law. You can see I've got, we do the same thing for the roof. And again, these, another one. This was a gift from my mother-in-law. You can see I've got, it was a full box. I used most of them up. But they use these washers with these screws, and what they do is that's what holds down the roof that she's got on part of her house. And they just said, oh, well, you know, these were left over from the job. They didn't have any use for them, so another free gift to me. Anything you get for free is the way to go. That's the way you want to do it. I'll drill them out first with a drill. I might tack these together to hold them, but it's easy enough to drill them. So we're just going to drill them. We get battery. That on the bench here, because that's going to keep it kind of flat. That's what we want. Might flip it up. Let's see what you see. Let's drill this out here. Go stand it up. And I can see. I'm gonna keep these close to where we want them anyhow. Okay. Now, I've got to find where I put the drill bit. Or the screw bit, I should say. Drill bit, screw bit. I need that special bit to put them in. There we go. You see, it's a lot bigger than a regular Phillips head bit, but it gets there nice engagement there. Gotta have that bit. It really does make a difference. Get a number 2 Phillips. You can see the difference here. This is our regular number 2 Phillips bit here. And you put that in there, and that it looks real good. But that just that little bit of play right there, that won't work. It'll strip out. Get that drill gun here. Maybe. There we go. Okay. And they do go in hard, so yes, I do pre-drill them every time. Found out real quickly that if we don't pre-drill them, they do not like to go in. Pre-drilling is the way to go for sure. I really should drill them actually a little bit bigger than what I've drilled them, but I want some good engagement, so that's right there. Get that drilled, and I'm just drilling through just the spot, the sideboard here. Not drilling through that. We want them to be together. We want all the bite on that bit, this drill screw here, to be into that board. See how much bite they've got. I mean, they just sink right in. They're real nice. That's 2. We'll get the other side done, and then we'll put it up on the bench. Get it up on the bench here, and then we'll put a whole bunch more in. Might go with, I don't know, 4 or 5 of these probably, screw-wise, in there. Bit's falling out. This old drill here, so let me see if I can't shove it in there. There we go. That's not hold in there, but that's okay. Get it in. Well, it might fit in my other drill. A pretty good collection of rigid tools. I wouldn't say that I'm particular to rigid tools, but once you start buying them, you know, you're kind of stuck with that with the battery and such. I started buying rigid, so now we have rigid. They are 100% compatible, my oldest ones to my newest ones. They're all the same. So that is nice. And kind of the main reason for rigid that I bought rigid was they're all the same. So that is nice. And kind of the main reason for rigid that I bought rigid was everything is under warranty. They don't ask questions. 100% lifetime. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. Just I've never had to argue with them ever to get replacements, replacement parts, replacement tools. You have a problem with your battery with rigid, it's not a problem. You fill out a form on the internet, mail it to them, or actually you don't mail it to them anymore, lithium ion, but tell them you got a problem with your battery, and you give them the serial number on your battery, and as long as you have registered all your tools with them, they just mail you a new one. It's pretty efficient. This other side kind of set where I want it. There we go. One feed trough, a little bit of an angle to it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ends on first here. That way, if I want to spread this out a little bit. Hard to see with that, but it's got some flexibility to it still. We can just use pencil and mark that out where we want to cut it with our other side piece. Let's take our leftovers here. Set it on the bench here to do this. Spread out the way I want to. I'm just going to cut this off. Cut it off a little wide with the saw. So I put it up there like that. But I've made my mark way over here, even though I can be back here. And then when I spread that out, it won't be perfect. But it'll be kind of what I want. That cut. And just make sure it's close to where I want. just making that overhangs the edges a little bit on both sides. Now we'll just take this here, put a couple holes in it. More of them screws. Them started. Just a bit. Now I'm going to stand this on end because it's going to make it a lot easier to put them screws in without pushing them across the table. Got a little space on each side there. Let me get that where we want it. There we go. Got that one. Just around close to flush. Close enough. Not a house. That there. Now we want to spread these out. Oops. Well, I guess those won't work for that. Those are a little too shallow. So, that's fine. We just switched to nails. Plenty of nails. 5-gallon pails full. Auction specials. I think I paid $5 for 3 of these pails. Find me a hammer. That'll work. Let's see here. I want to make it a little bit wider, so put a nail where I want it to be. Hold it out there. Good enough. Alright, that's one side. Get this other side nailed off. That's much better than what we had before. we go. A couple more nails out of our nail bucket here. Get one more on this other side. Got a knot on the end, so make sure we don't go through that. There. Nailed up. Stuff in the way. Nailed up. Stuff in the way here. Simple. Stuff in the way here. Simple. Easy. The ends won't take a lot of abuse from the animals, so I'd like to use my screws, but the nails, they just got to keep that on. All that's there is to keep the stuff from falling out the end. These sideboards, especially with pigs, I mean, they're just gonna beat on these sideboards, so I'd like to have them screwed in, and the screws are long enough for that, so that'll be fine. Alright, now we've got to get our other piece of leftovers there. Hopefully we've got one here that's big enough. It's close enough to big enough. Might have a bigger one maybe. Here. Well, they're about the same, but gotta cut these ends down a little bit here. Well, they're about the same, but gotta cut these ends down a little bit here. Just a little bit high. That's not a big deal. Zip them off with the saw. We are kind of trying to be a little bit waterproof, so take the saw, we'll make a mark on both sides with the saw off the bottom board. That'll give us our, where we got to cut our alignment without having to work hard. Little mark, that's all we need. Turn it around, put it down. One side, now back to the other side. There. This, again, just estimate it. Don't care. Close enough. We got our end board, put it on the ground, and we'll just nail that end off. I still have a couple extra pieces here for the other ones. Having these tails, you know, it's not perfect, but these will keep the animals from tipping the troughs over. If they tip the troughs over, it kind of defeats our purpose of why we wanted to have a trough anyways. So you could cut them off, it would look nice, but you'd put it out there and the first thing they'll do is they'll come along and put their feet in it and they'll just knock it over on you. So instead, you leave the tail on there and that keeps them from tipping over. Just looking for, these are 5-gallon pails of nails, so all different sizes here. They're not sorted, I don't know. They're $5 at an auction, so anything you can get for cheap or free, that's the way to do it. Don't spend your money, waste your time on lots of other things. You can spend the money on the important things. Feed trough, you're going to replace them. Try to build them good, but not expensive. Well, that one's kind of far away, but that's okay. Not quite square, but not a big deal. Hardwood. Hardwood. Good enough for a feed trough. There you go. One feed trough. I'll switch this around here. Let's see there. Again, what's important is that it'll hold feed. So that's one. We'll make another one. Now I know I didn't put the screws in the bottom, but we should do that, I guess, before we get too far, because I forget and then they won't get done. So it'll be 5 of these. 5 of these screws when we get to it. These big ones. The other side. There we go. Feed trough. 20 minutes. Got left over here. I'm going to cut a couple ends, little short pieces before. Probably be okay, but if I have them longer, I know that they won't get tipped over. One. Two. These are our sides. Now I think I'm going to do a little different. Thought about it. I built one, so you learn as you go. Well, I know that one we did. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pre-drill right down the side here. Because then I can just slap everything together. There. Got our 5 spots. All nice and drilled out. I got our other side. We'll do the same thing. Side. That's going to be the bottom. We'll set that up there and we'll try it this way this time. We'll set that up there and we'll try it this way this time. See how it works. Some more screws. Started. Get it what looks to be lined up. I think we're better off standing up. The original plan seemed to be just a ticket for it, so stand it up and drill it in. Much better. right along to the other side here, since we've got it. And we drilled it. We can put everything together at once. A recommendation I would make, if you're doing it like this, either drill an end or drill the middle. Get your board so you can move it. That way you're not fighting with it and unscrewing it, screwing it back in. I know that if I get the end lined up, and then I can get the other end lined up, or I can line up the middle, and then I can just split the difference to wherever it wants to be if the board's got a bow in it. That's about where I think we want to be. Now I can move these two pieces, get this lined up where I like it. At the bottom, where I'm at. There. Okay. Set it up on the bench, put the rest of them in, and put our ends on. Go. Let's put our end cap on with our nails. This one I think is a little straighter. We'll see here. That's a lot better than the last one. We're just going to nail away. I am going to get some different nails though, because this bucket doesn't really have what I want. I have a 5-inch pole bar nail or a 12 penny.
What are you doing?
Take a look. It's on live. So like I said, I got all these pails of nails all over the place. I had an auction and I literally paid $5 for 3 pails, so there we go. Now I've got some more reasonable size nails to do what we're looking to do here. Get you see again. Got a lot of stuff hanging up in the garage here, so. We'll get some of these nails out, put them on the bench, put her together. Now, what I'm doing is stretching that board out. We want that out. Put a little tension on it. It keeps everything happy. Put it under a little bit of tension, and that'll as it gets filled up with stuff that'll keep it from swelling apart because it's already under tension. I'm going to do the same with this side as well. Kick it out a little bit. There. Repeat on the other side. Well, again, pretty close enough. The other one was definitely off a little bit, but that's okay. Again, it's just a feed trough. Nobody saw that. You missed a little bit, but that's okay. Oops. Yeah. Couple of whoopsies, but it's a feed trough. We don't care. So there we have 2 feed troughs. Pretty simple, pretty cheap, and pretty effective. No reason to spend your life savings. These are on the wood was on the side of the road. Again, the nails were $5. The screws were free. I've used a little less than half of each pail of nails, and we've built a lot of stuff. So hard to complain at that price. So let's go put these out where we want to put them. Also, yes, if anybody's wondering, I do have a nice setup in the garage. I used to be a mechanic. I had a lot of tools, so we've got that toolbox, that toolbox, those toolboxes, all that stuff, air compressors, what have you. For anybody that's getting into being a mechanic, don't waste your money. Stay off the Snap-on truck, stay off the Mack truck. You don't need that. It's not going to make a difference. Nobody cares what name is on your tools. It's how you use them. So just keep that in mind. These are the dogs, by the way. Stella, Missy, and Allie. Up to the pig pen here. These are Angolista crossbred pigs here. So they're a little goofy looking, but I've got a nice pig pen with them. And there we go. Now they've got a trough that we could put their feed in a trough. This here where they've been digging in the ground. It's been where one of their spots of feed was. Right in the fence. If you have pigs, be mindful. An electric fence will work to keep them in eventually. They will go right through it. These pigs are all trained now. They've been in electric fence since they were born, so not too bad, but put that out there. They'll get used to it. We'll throw some feed in there so they'll get... Here's Leah. Say hi, Leah. This is my helper. We'll get a bucket of feed here. Out of the barn. Dog food again. There we go. That's how we feed them. I would say, I don't know, a 5-gallon pail once a day. I don't know, a 5-gallon pail once a day. There is 7 piglets, 2 females and a male in this pen. And that's more than enough feed for them. This dog food's got all the stuff you're gonna get in regular pig feed. So we'll put that in there. And you'll see, you'll enjoy. And then we'll make them real happy in a minute. We're gonna bring that colostrum out that we got from the farmer and the other town over. Again, normally he would sell it. He had some issues with his freezer. So now we've gotten all this. It's all frozen. All frozen up there.